Carolina Herrera is what the word chic means. If you think of the word chic and you think of the word elegant and you think of the word glamorous, you think of Carolina Herrera.
Carolina Herrera is a woman known for modern refinement and understated elegance in her designs and her personal style.
Mrs. Herrera has an incredible sense of personal elegance, polish, and yet strength, which I think is a great combination, and I think that manifests itself in her designs.
She's such a chic woman. When you see Miss Herrera, she is just the ultimate of style, 24 hours a day. She's the type of woman that you would just expect to be working in fashion because she herself is such a perfect icon and truly her own muse in many ways.
She's kind of a woman who was able to do it all. She was able to live probably at a time when women were not necessarily encouraged to go out and start their own businesses, and she did that. She's still relevant.
The Venezuelan-born designer was 40 when she launched her business in 1980.
The amusing of all this is that I started late in life, you know, but I say that whatever you start, even if it's late in life, you have to love it and you have to be passionate about it, and I am. My first show was at the Metropolitan Club, and I got good and bad reviews. Mostly bad reviews because they say she's not going to do it for long, she's going to do it for 1 year or 2 years, and then she's going to forget about it. And they didn't know that I was very serious because I'm still here.
Herrera's business has grown over the years to include fragrance and a successful bridal line, and has become a favorite among the red carpet set.
You know, she's such a classic and elegant woman, and that energy is conveyed so beautifully in her clothing. And she has beautiful consistency. I mean, you know that everything that has been worn that's hers will stand the test of time, and those are the things I always look for.
New York is lucky to have her. Exquisite, elegant, sexy, and classic.
Carolina is the epitome of chic as a woman. She's just so elegant, and I think she makes women feel elegant, and she makes women feel rich. I don't know, her clothes are so luxurious.
What I love about Carolina is she just loves fashion, and she puts together such beautiful clothes that every woman can just desire and really feel good in.
I think women, they all want to look beautiful. That's the whole idea, no? So I'm trying to make them look more beautiful.
Carolina Herrera offered a fresh take on the 1950s. It was a subtle nod to the elegant decade. Using a light touch, Herrera gave the vintage references a modern-day relevance.
You cannot do a retro collection exactly the same. It's the mood, it's a hint of the 50s.
The collection also called to mind Claudia Cardinale in the 1960s iconic film The Pink Panther, and Jean Moreau in a Vadim classic from the same era.
I don't know if you saw that fantastic film, Liaison Dangereuse. Well, that came a lot from there. Lots of details in the clothes. Even for daytime, you know, all the strings in the jackets and the little pleats. The whole collection is very late 50s. So the embroidery was very bold and very distinctive. My prints are bold. I like big prints. And the orange print with the brown is a very special one that I got from that era, also from the late 50s and translated to now.
Known for her signature red carpet looks, Herrera didn't disappoint. But the designer made note that women have lives beyond high-end galas. Herrera offered extremely polished pieces in understandable silhouettes.
The waist is in the right place. It's not below the waist or anything like that. And pencil skirts.
The pencil skirt turned out to be Herrera's must-have item for the winter season, along with the warmth of a pair of tights.
I love pencil skirts, and I love the lean silhouette. And also everything to be worn with tights. Inspiration for this collection is that watercolor book of Jeremiah Goodman, who is absolutely beautiful because it's an explosion of color. I got a lot of inspiration for his prints, you see. I think it's for women who love color and drama because it's a very snappy and has a lot of details and it has a lot of color. There is cocktail shorts, which I am in love with because there is a new volume in the shorts and they look wonderful for the evening.
I love Carolina Herrera. I think that it was perfect for the season. Ladylike, beautiful prints, just enough beadwork, perfect shorts. I mean, the whole season really is about American sportswear, and she really is the quintessential designer for that look.
I think I like to bring drama, as I say before, color, drama. I like them to look very snappy and elegant, of course. The embroideries of copper are very rich. The collection is a very rich collection, and especially the waistcoat and the movement of the skirts, and it's a whole combination of things. It's a collection that emphasizes a lot on the waist and elongates the figure with the very skinny pants and longer skirts. The evening is always important in the Carolina Herrera collection, and I think the evening is very strong here. It's a combination of things. The colors are also cassis, plum, forest green. It's a collection for the times what we are living, and I think at this moment women want to look more powerful.
This show's so beautiful. You know, I think there's no woman that really epitomizes the idea of this very ladylike polish that is really just sweeping the industry right now, and something that we saw happening for fall and certainly moving forward as we go into the spring season.
This collection is a bit inspired by the Bauhaus movement because of the linear, the modernity of all the lines that they had. And so this is more or less inspiration for the materials, for the fabrics. The most important is this in this collection is that it's very fluid and very soft, and all the dresses have a movement. It's like a very feminine, but at the same time very romantic for the evening, and because the Bauhaus, you would say, is very strong, no? Because it's very linear.
Beautiful collection, you know, news everywhere is color, and certainly Carolina addressed the idea of color. And mixing print, the idea of those lovely little charming bird prints back to plaids, and just her really sophisticated palette.
I thought it was exquisite, just beautiful. I mean, both kind of young and fresh, but also, you know, old world, and the taste level, just exquisite.
I also liked a lot of the geometry and the beadwork and the really beautiful little details on the white cotton blouses that were on the runway.
We're leaving, sorry.
It was
Yes,
beautiful.
Well, I think I'm going to give them some happiness because these colors make people very happy. And women like to wear color in the spring and the summer, especially when you have a little tan. This season came the other way around. I got inspiration from the music we create for the collection. And the reason is because when you listen to music, you are always, it's like a secret something that you have in your mind that has drama, that has romance, a bit of melancholia sometimes. And I thought, why not get inspired by this beautiful piece of music?
It's based on the Kreutzer Sonata, which is a piece by Beethoven. I've taken a couple of little motifs from that and worked it into something which I hope will work for the runway, yeah.
It's a collection that is very flirty. It has a hint of the 40s, but not totally the 40s. It's only in the glamour of the evening, which is very slinky and very seductive.
Carolina is the epitome of chic as a woman, as a lady. I think, when you have Carolina in the same sentence, you always think, okay, what is like Princess Monaco, like the lady, the aspect of chic comes to mind. And her dress, she sent me this and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like such a lady. That's what I mean. So she's just so elegant, and I think she makes women feel elegant, and she makes women feel rich. I don't know, her clothes are so luxurious.
Carolina is an icon, and she is a woman that she herself is incredibly chic, and I think that every woman that has the opportunity and the chance to wear a Carolina Herrera gown becomes that elegant, sophisticated, glamorous lady.
Mrs. Herrera's show was exactly how luxury should be. Everything about the show was modern, glamorous, luxurious, very delicate and feminine.
The collection was fantastic. It was beautiful, slinky, exquisitely made. The ending with those jewel tone long gowns, it was like an MGM movie, but in color instead of black and white. Yeah, just extraordinary.
I make them look beautiful because that's all about. Women want to look beautiful, that's all. You know that for me, fashion is art in movement. And I saw the kinetic art is fantastic because when you layer one fabric on top of the other, it gives you that virtual multidimensional experience to see how they move. The idea of the kinetic movement is because there are two Venezuelan artists famous in the whole world about kinetic art, which is Jesus Soto and Cruz Diez. And I have been admiring them all my life. And I thought, why not doing this because it's right.
In this world, we have a lot of people striving to create modernist, edgy, advanced, maybe deconstructing fashion. Carolina is really about a kind of more timeless beauty and elegance, and she's not trying to kind of pull it apart. She really embraces beauty.
It is very light because I use chiffons and organzas and cotton voile and all. It has to have a movement because it's all about the movement. There is a lot of detail in a very simple way, very simplicity, but all the details are very important. Because, you know, fashion is about details, no? And then you say, I'm going to cut a very simple dress, but if we know details, it's like nothing. So we try to do all the details. All the embroideries are based in the kinetic idea. And the jewelry is also part of the kinetic movement.
Oh, I thought it was magical. I felt like I was on a happy holiday. It was really interesting the way she layered the materials. It looked like some of the jewels were sort of dancing on the skin and they looked almost wet. I'd never seen anything like it. It was absolutely gorgeous.
It was beautiful, absolutely stunning. I loved it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. New York is lucky to have her. Exquisite, elegant, sexy, and classic.
I think women, they all want to look beautiful. That's the whole idea, no? So I'm trying to make them look more beautiful. You know how I call this collection? Making waves. You know why? Because I've been inspired by water. All the elements in water, the movement, the shapes, the color, when it's raining, when you go to the sea and see the waves. So the dresses you're going to see, they bounced because it's all connected with water. All the materials have been designed, especially with water in mind, and some touches of red.
It's time that Carolina Herrera gets credit for not just being a society designer. What we saw here today was very technical, and it was very deceptively technical. And I think that that's the difference. I mean, she's built a business where she could rest on her laurels just making double-face dresses and twin sets, and people would eat them up. But the idea that she's still continuing to try new technique, to give us something new, a new shape, a new fold. I thought that this was pretty extraordinary.
The Carolina Herrera show was just dreamy. The prints with bubbles and sort of watery, cool. And the workroom obviously was putting out its best effort because the workmanship, the craftsmanship was very unusual and complex. Not complex to wear, but complex in the way the construction was put together, and there's kind of wavy seams and patchwork.
I even have raindrops in one design, which I think is fun. And the colors are so cool, between grays and blues and very soft, like the rainy.
There is a lot of truth and rejuvenation in water, and that's what it felt like at today's show. The palette was just gorgeous. White, the blues that you find in the sea.
You know that it's not that you find the inspiration for collections. I mean, you have to be inspired all the time. Inspiration has to be with you every day. It doesn't have to be only for a collection. It has to be the way you see things. You have to have your eyes open. We are in 2015, so let's forget about the past. Let's go to the future. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Techno fabric, which I am in love with, is different now. It's not like 2 years ago. And I wanted to create pleats. So for the first dress, you see it from far, you think it's pleated. And then you see the workmanship of that, and you see that it's transparency too, but in the right places, which leave something for your imagination. No? Because first of all, this is my favorite place in New York, museum. And I think it's
amazing that they say yes to have a fashion show. And I think it's going to be the last one.
This is great, really. This is true mastery. The cut is extraordinary. This time the cut and the detailing is couture.
It was exquisite. Somebody said, I think we can all go home now. And what's interesting, she's always stood for the most feminine clothing, very exquisite, but it's become very modern now. She always infuses a little bit of techno fabrics. And look, here we're at the Frick. Also, we were very spoiled by starting the day here. Anyways, kisses to Carolina.
You need mystery, and you need mystery because fashion, at the end, is a fantasy with a lot of mystery. Fashion for me is to please your eye. So this is my perception of beauty in this collection. It's all very fluid, it's very soft. I am mixing the wools with very soft bottoms, and there is a very amusing idea for the embroideries, which is a totally new technology that is like floating. The jasmine is the main print in the collection, the only print. And so you will see that I call them 3D because they are floating.
I thought it was beautiful. I loved her 3D cutouts, and Carolina always keeps it classy and actually always has an edge of modernity and sex appeal as well.
Mrs. Herrera and her designs are classic New York, feminine, sophisticated, elegant. I feel powerful when I wear her clothes. I feel elegant and sensual without feeling tawdry.
Carolina Herrera is such a beautiful designer. Like, all of her clothes are so elegant and so classic, and I just feel like such a lady in them.
You know, she's such a classic and elegant woman, and that energy is conveyed so beautifully in her clothing. And she has beautiful consistency. I mean, you know that everything that has been worn that's hers will stand the test of time, and those are the things I always look for.
For me, that new technology is so important. You know, all this social media, all the Instagrams, all these things that are all connected with the fashion world, or not even the fashion world, the world of fashion around the world, because everybody is interested in something to do with fashion. And this new technology for me is amazing, because I am all pro the future. I think we have to forget about the past and what we did before. We have to go where we are going, which I love it.